Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. It's been a bit since I streamed to YouTube or Twitch. I'm sorry. I've just been recording videos and stuff. But I'm back. I'm back. Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard. I see you dabbing in chat. What's up? What is up, good sir? We are here tonight to do something very important because I am so sick and tired of the awful takes I'm seeing on Twitter and hearing from different American streamers about what's going on in Canada. I am just so fucking sick of it. And it just goes to show me and a lot of us up here, and I have heard this from different Americans at different times. You guys don't learn about our political system the way that we learn about your political system in school. We actually get taught how American politics works and like how it relates to Canada. And we like in high school, you can actually take American history courses in like the higher grades. Like those are things that are offered as elective courses. It's like it's very much a thing in Canadian schools that especially as you get up in the higher grades, like starting around grades 7 and 8, you start learning about like the War of 1812 and what happened between Canada and America. And then you start learning why Canada put its capital city where it did and like what was going on in America at the time that made Canada do that. Like the entire basis of our history courses about Canadian history, going from like 7th and 8th grade after you learn about the explorers, is very closely tied to how we interact with the United States. So a lot of people, even like just normal lay people in Canada, have a basic understanding of how the United States political system works. And watching the tweets and the takes and Pink Hollow's got a good point. We were also exposed to American media like by 10 times the amount of Canadian, which is true. So we got a sense of your culture too, like your pop culture. It so like we've been immersed in your politics and your culture way more than you have ours. And so when we make and I'm trying not to sound like a fucking arrogant prick here because this is not the point of the stream. The point of the stream is not to be a know-it-all, cuz I don't know all about I don't know the every single in and out of Canadian politics, right? I've studied it and I've covered it enough that I feel like I can talk about it at length. But I'm no political scientist, right? So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know everything. But when we when we say something, like when we have an opinion about what's going on in the States, it is a little bit more informed than what your opinion is about what goes on up here. I'm sorry. It's just, unless you're an American that actually lived here, for some length of time, you really don't know. Like, I had to tell somebody today that no, not all healthcare in Canada is free. Like, we don't have free elective surgery, right? If you want to be trans, it, like, it still, for now, it still costs money. For now. That might change if certain parties have their way. That might change. But right now, it's still an elective surgery.
No, here's a simple one. You want that thing off your fucking eye,
yeah,
right?
This thing right here. This awful thing under my eye, okay? That will cost me $400 to get removed. That I don't have. Like, I don't have $400 to get this off my face, but it would make me look a fuck ton better. I guarantee it. Dental care is just for kids and only recently. True, unless you have like a disability plan or like your work insurance covers dental care. Dental care is not free. Dental care used to be covered under OHIP, like dental surgery, like wisdom tooth surgery back in the 90s. You used to go to the hospital to get it done, and it was covered under OHIP. But they changed that. Of course, right around the time I needed my wisdom teeth out, and it cost...
Not really, it was a copay.
Oh, it was a copay?
It was a copay kind of thing. It wasn't really always covered under OHIP. Emergency stuff was, but that was like your teeth got yanked out.
Like...
That was basically the OHIP coverage.
Okay.
There was a guy in the emergency room who would yank your teeth out.
Okay. A guy in the emergency room who would yank your teeth out. Okay.
We even learned that with Tanner, that wasn't even a thing anymore for years when he went in to try and get it done.
A woman scientist poppycock. You're so funny, CW. So this is the thing. So I've got a few videos that we're gonna go over.
Yeah, but he's actually, you know what the funny thing is?
Hey.
He's seen the Heritage Minutes. That's the Heritage Minute line.
Yeah, that's true.
The when what's her face was doing the woman scientist in front of the whole committee of men, and it was the little leaf covering the dick.
Yeah,
and she
yanked it off.
And it was the first time we saw a dick on Canadian television.
Yeah, and the men were like,
yeah,
you can't see that. You shouldn't see that. Yeah, exactly. That's the Heritage Minute, exactly. Huh? Okay. So I've got 3 videos for us to... Ooh, calf cramps on both legs. Oh! Fuck my life. Ow. That's called a what?
No, it was Dr. Emily Murphy.
Okay, but ow.
What? Oh, are you having fun here?
No. Calf cramps on both legs.
Oh, have some potassium. It can only give you protein.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm starting a new diet, and my dinner was 500 calories over my diet, so that's bad. Hello! It's an Elwyn. What's up? So we're gonna start by learning about, I've shown you guys Pierre Poilievre many times on this channel, but today he put out a video called The Liberal Trick, and we're going to listen to it. It's 11 minutes, so it's not too long. We're gonna listen to this video, And we're going to learn about the fact that Mark Carney is literally just an English Trudeau. He's just a not French Canadian Justin Trudeau. That's all he is. So we're just gonna listen to this video, and I think Pinkala owes you a leg massage. Yeah.
You could actually make a series out of all of these Heritage Minutes videos.
A series out of them? Yeah, I could. I should.
Well, here it is. I found the Laura Secord one.
Lord, that's not the one you're looking for.
That's the 1812 one.
Oh, right.
That's why they were stopped. One of the reasons was Laura Secord caught them and stopped them and let the natives know so they could get slaughtered.
That's true.
Okay, there's two for you: Emily Murphy and Laura Secord.
Okay, so we'll start with Laura Secord. Just to give you guys some context. Let me switch to solo cam so I can pull up.
Also on all our chocolate.
Now I want a big Laura Secord ice cream cone. God damn it. I'm sad. Okay. So this is our context thing, and then I'll do the Emily Murphy one later as like a intermission thing. Okay. Here we go. Context.
In June of 1813, Laura Secord overheard the secret plans of the American soldiers in occupation.
If you raise your sword against Fitzgibbon, Upper Canada will be broken.
How many men can we muster?
500 infantry, battery of artillery, my dragoons. Fitzgibbon can't manage more than 50 men, small bandit natives.
Little slice of shared
Not a
history with
serious
that
resistance
name, yep.
if you're equal to the Enterprise.
Pursue the advance 2 days hence.
Take me to Fitzgibbon.
Laura Secord delivered her message to the Canadian troops. The Kahnawake Mohawks forced the surrender of 500 Yankee soldiers, and the American invasion was stopped.
Yep. That is part of the reason that the Americans weren't able to come into Canada. Because of Laura Secord. But, there were no strong women. Ever.
Now fill them in.
Laura Secord. Oh.
That's how we learn history.
Yeah. That is actually how we learned history. They would show us they would put on the Heritage Minutes as like an introduction. At least my history teachers did. They would put on the Heritage Minutes as like an introduction thing, and then they would then teach the history around that minute and tell us what happened. Women were mad and the Irish were terrified. Pardon moi, but the Irish are scared of nothing. The women will hex your ass. That's true. Irish women are scary. Just as scary as Scottish women. Just Celtic women in general are terrifying. Welsh, Scottish, Irish, they're all fucking just insane. So now we're going to learn about the... I'm more Scottish than I am German.
Okay. Explain this whole thing.
What?
Okay. So, the Emily Murphy
That's what I'm doing. Okay, so now we're going to learn about the liberal trick. And let me make sure it's on theater mode. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Justin Trudeau's economic advisor as the next Liberal leader to trick Canadians into giving Liberals a fourth term
Hey,
in
JP.
power. But he's just like Justin, and he's more of the same.
Glad to
We
have you, JP.
the same Liberal MPs, the same Liberal advisors, the same Liberal promises, who will produce the same Liberal results. Doubling housing costs, doubling the debt, doubling lineups at food banks, enriching the global elites at the expense of the working class.
Now, this is very important for you guys in the States to understand. Mark Carney is just the new Liberal leader. And Mark Carney is arrogant enough that he's already hinting at a snap election. Okay, so he thinks that he can beat this guy that's talking right now.
And making our economy more helpless and reliant on the Americans than ever before. Now, Mark Carney is trying to hide from his record over the last 5 years of advising Trudeau in favor of raising carbon taxes, money printing inflation, and blocking resource projects, all while he moved his company headquarters and jobs to the United States. You know, it's ironic. Mr. Carney is trying to distract from his many scandals and conflicts of interest, as well as
he's got just about as many scandals and conflicts of interest as Trudeau. He's literally the same person, just with a different freaking face and voice. They're doing the same things.
well as his disastrous record as Justin Trudeau's economic advisor by talking about Trump.
Yeah.
He's the guy that sold out to Trump.
Yeah.
6 days after Donald Trump threatened Canada with tariffs to steal our jobs, Mark Carney announced to Brookfield shareholders that he would move his headquarters from Canada to New York.
New York. Yeah, he did. And then, just to make sure that he didn't get accused of conflict of interest, he stepped down from the board, conveniently. Carney is insane. The Liberals just lost Ontario, the most important province politically, with BC this being the second. Yep. Not wrong. Not wrong at all.
And when you asked him about it, he lied to your face.
Yep, he
We
did.
got it in writing, and we proved it. He sold out Canada. He put his profit ahead of our people. And he did exactly what Donald Trump wanted. Never before have we had a prime minister so conflicted and compromised and yet so little scrutinized. Just like when he supported carbon taxes in Canada while investing in American coal.
Yeah. He did. He absolutely did. And he was the only leader in the leadership debate that said there would be a price on pollution in Canada.
He opposed Canadian pipelines while his company bought Middle East pipelines. He has millions of dollars of financial interests that run against Canada's national interests.
Yeah.
He gets rich making Canadians poor.
And insecure and unsafe and etc. and etc.
You can be sure about one thing. Donald Trump's going to have a briefing on his desk of all of Mark Carney's American investments. And he is going to leverage all of Carney's profit motive against the interest of the Canadian people. And we know Carney will sell out Canada for his personal profit. He's already done it. He's systematically done it his entire time as a corporate insider. Giving the Liberals a fourth term will not change any of
He has invested heavily against Canada. Yes, he has. He absolutely has. And the fact that Mark Carney thinks that he can beat Poilievre, which is this man who's talking right now, that he's so common sense, he's so down to earth, and he's been rallying for since he became I almost said prime minister, since he became conservative leader, because he is the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada, and he's basically been touring the country and rallying the people since then. Opposition is either liberal or bloc, in my opinion. OMG, sorry for the word salad. No worries, it happens. You should see some of the shit that happens with my Braille display. Or, not Braille display, Braille screen input on my phone. But I think we might actually see an NDP opposition. I think that the people that don't want to vote for Poilievre are not going to want to vote for Mark Carney. They're going to want to vote for Singh.
You don't have one of those yet.
Soon. Like 2 months. Yeah, 2 months, and then I can read you guys stuff properly without having voiceover in my ears and then repeating what I hear. Jesus Christ, I can't wait for that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to continue because I lost my train of thought.
Any of that. Carney puts himself first. Conservatives will put Canada first. Putting Canada first means cutting bureaucracy and taxes. It means passing a big, beautiful, bring-it-home tax cut, lowering tax rates on work, investment, energy, and home building. It means axing the carbon tax for real, for good, for
NDP in opposition means that ODSP has a shot in hell. I'll take it. Ooh, another subscriber! I made it to 1,500 subscribers! Fucking yeah! Nice! We did it on stream, you guys. Sweet. That makes me so happy.
You know what that means?
What?
1,500 jumping jacks.
NDP lost most of its voter base
6 years.
thanks to Singh and Singh. It's the trouble here. Yeah. If the Bloc Québécois becomes the official opposition, I predict that Trudeau will join them and run again. And congratulations. Thank you, JP. Thank you very much.
for everyone forever. It means repealing the liberal No New Pipelines Law C-69 and instead granting rapid permission to our companies to build more pipelines, more natural gas exports, more data centers, mines, and other natural resources to...
You do wish we had term limits? Yeah. I feel you. I think we should make it a 3-term limit because of the election cycle that we tend to do. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I get it. You just don't understand. It's valuable to have.
No, I do understand.
Infinite leadership just based on popularity.
I do understand.
With Harper, and we ended up flipping over for Trudeau, and look what we got to fucking do now again.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work.
So you think 2-term?
Oh yeah.
It should be a 2-term limit, like in the States?
Three's more than enough to screw everything up.
3's more than enough to screw everything up. Yeah, that's...
See, Trudeau didn't even make it for 3 terms.
Nope.
2.5. So, like, if he had won this time around, yeah, he'd go to 12 years. But he's only on his 2nd term, really.
Technically...
10-year limit. Not even a term. Like, terms is bullshit. Should be 10 years.
He's technically on his 3rd term because of that 3rd election we had. Remember? The COVID election? He's been elected 3 times. So technically, this is his 3rd term.
Yeah, I guess we can go that route.
To bring home powerful paychecks and production to our people. We need an
Term is 4 years.
Yeah.
That's general election to general election, not stipends in between.
Yeah.
That's the difference. The third time was an election call. It was like you know what I mean?
No, it was a snap election. Trudeau called it.
Not the,
Trudeau.
what year are we on? We're on year 10 for Trudeau.
Yeah. We had an election in 2021 after the 2019 election. And Trudeau called the 2021 election. Because he called it.
Yeah,
And,
that doesn't count as a term. Technically, he's at 2.5.
okay.
an east-west pipeline. And we need to say it in both French and English. Nous avons besoin d'une pipeline d'un océan de l'ouest à l'est.
So,
Dans les 2 langues officielles, il faut le dire sans équivoque. Pour briser notre dépendance sur les Américains, we need to break our dependence on the Americans by building east-west pipelines.
yes, we do. We need to do that. Hey! It's a kitten! There's a kitten in my chat.
We need more interprovincial trade.
Yes, we
need
do.
to unleash our free enterprise system to reverse the helplessness that the Liberals have caused over the last 10 years of tax and keep it in the ground extremism. So more than anything, we need to...
The freaking chick in the back. Mr. No, I'm not done talking.
that the Liberals have caused over the last 10 years of tax and keep it in the ground extremism. So more than anything, we need
Did you hear that? He took a breath, and the fucking chick is like, Mr. Polyev.
to bring back the Canadian promise in a country where we trade with each other, we produce our own resources, we build homes for our people, we protect our weak and vulnerable while standing up
Oh, thanks
to
for
the
not giving a
Americans
dubbed
abroad.
version. Oh, you're
The
welcome.
Canadian promise is that anyone from anywhere can achieve anything. That hard work gets you a great life.
Huh?
You gotta wonder if he did it on purpose.
Did what? Did what on purpose? Cut her off?
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
In a beautiful home, on a safe street, protected by solid borders and brave troops under a proud flag.
Yep.
Canada. Let's bring it home.
Mr. Polyev, what economic and diplomatic experience do you have to go up against Donald Trump?
More than Donald Trump does.
Oh, quite a lot, actually. So I was the Minister of Jobs and Housing in the Harper government, during which time housing cost half as much as it does today. I helped Mr. Harper cut the GST, cut
Yep.
income tax, cut
Yep.
business tax,
Yep.
And balance the budget.
Yep.
Over my time in Parliament, I've been scrutinizing and studying the books on the Public Accounts Committee, the Operations Committee, the Finance Committee. And if you want any proof that my economic ideas are the best, the Liberals are all trying to pretend that they're copying them, right?
Yeah, they are. They literally. He's with the. We're gonna take we're gonna take the GST off of home builds, off of first time home.
Before the election, all the big
Yeah.
economic questions of the last 5 years, Mark Carney has been wrong and exactly wrong, and I have been
I
right.
hate how liberal
I
has
said
been
5
made a
years ago
negative
the money
word in
printing would
Canadian
cause inflation.
politics. Agreed.
He said deflation was on the horizon. I turned out to be right. I said the carbon tax would drive up food prices, and it did. Drove them up 37% faster in Canada than in the United States of America. I was the first parliamentarian to predict that we would have the inflation crisis, while Carney, Freeland, Trudeau, and others were saying that we would not. I was the first one to be, along with my conservative colleagues, fighting for pipelines.
Yep.
Pipelines now everyone claims that they support after opposing them for the last 10 years. So if Mr. Carney
Literally everybody. Now everybody wants the pipelines that the conservatives have been saying we need.
Smart on economics, how is it that he was so wrong for so long on all of the economic issues? One thing I don't have experience with is taking jobs out of Canada, moving them to the United States, selling out our resource workers to support Middle Eastern resource workers.
Oh, shit.
That's not the kind of experience that I have, but that's not the kind of experience that we want.
Despite what you're saying, recent polls are showing that more Canadians trust Mark Carney to deal with Donald Trump.
Yeah, polls that like 2,000 or 3,000 people at most take part in. You know it, Mr. Journalist. So fuck off. Come on. Those polls are not at all indicative of the Canadian opinion. The NDP was left with nowhere to go and the Liberals went farther left than the NDP. That is a true statement there, JP.
Rather than you. Why do you think your message is not cutting through and getting through to Canadians?
Canadians have a choice in the next election. Do they want to give the Liberals a fourth term in power after they drove up housing costs, food
See, even Poilievre is calling it the third term.
prices and taxes, blocked resource projects, and made us more reliant on Trump's America? Or do they want Canada First conservatives who will axe taxes, build homes, unleash production of our resources, and bring home paychecks, production, and sovereignty to our country?
If NDP ditched Singh and were to choose a new leader, they might actually have a shot. Yeah, you're not wrong. Leighton was the greatest leader we never had. I agree. Leighton, back when Leighton was alive, I will admit I was an NDP voter. Because I desperately wanted Jack Layton as Prime Minister.
Home paychecks, production, and sovereignty to our country.
What instructions have you given your caucus? What instructions have you given your caucus members and your candidates about wearing MAGA merchandise or using MAGA slogans?
Oh, fuck off! Why do we care? Why are we asking? Why are we so focused on American shit? Holy crap!
Well, my instruction is that we should put Canada first. We want to put our country first, stand up for our country against both American aggression, but also against the destructive liberal policies that have made us helpless and reliant on the U.S. I have also made it clear to my members of Parliament that we should favor bringing jobs back to Canada, not move them to the United States of America.
Make Canada great again. Paul Martin was the greatest Prime Minister. Yeah, Paul Martin did a reasonable job. I knew Leighton and Olivia and a guy I used to come to a friend's barbecue. No press, just to chill, just to grab a beer with the neighbors. Harper can burn in hell. Harper was a weird, like, he managed to balance the books and stuff, but he did it in a really hack and slash way. And I really hope that Poilievre is more, like, we do need cuts, but I hope Poilievre is more, what's the word I'm looking for? Precise with the cuts that he does.
America, as Mark Carney did when he had the chance.
You still think we're going to have a carbon tax election, considering Mark Carney says he's going to scrap the consumer one?
We are going to have a carbon tax election because Mark Carney has proposed to add another industrial carbon tax on top of the existing one. In days, Donald Trump could impose tariffs on Canadian steel. At the same time as Mark Carney says that he wants a new carbon tax on Canadian steel.
Yeah, Mark Carney believes that there should be no price on pollution. I apologize. Mark Carney believes there should be a...
Told you.
What?
I said that earlier today.
What?
About him adding something. I just didn't know what the...
Oh, the industrial carbon tax. Yeah.
Yeah, that bullshit. You know who that's going to affect?
You?
Every fucking body. The industrial carbon tax. How the fuck are you going to regulate that shit? Only on factories? Oh, how does that work?
Harper is why we have 19-hour hospital waits and not enough general practitioners. Ah. Harper was weird. Paul Martin balanced the books. Harper shook his hands on their first days after he got elected. That's weird.
It's not me that says his tax would apply to steel. It's him. In an interview he gave to CTV in Atlanta, Canada a month ago, he claimed that taxing steel was a great idea because people, he says, don't use steel anymore. Well,
I can't believe he says that.
The building would come crashing down without steel. Automobiles would be impossible to make without steel. Our civilization is, the bones of our civilization is steel. And Mark Carney wants to bring in a big industrial carbon tax on our steel workers at exactly the same time as Trump plans to tariff our steel. The combination of Trump's tariffs and carbon tax, Carney's tax, would destroy our steel sector and threaten our national security.
Cette taxe carbone dont vous parlez, la portion industrielle qui existe déjà, allez-vous la garder? C'est pas clair.
C'est pas clair qu'il
So
veut
she just asked, hold on, let me try to figure out what she just asked.
our national security.
Cette taxe carbone dont vous parlez, la portion industrielle qui existe déjà, allez-vous la garder? C'est pas clair.
Oh, she's asking, what are you going to do if a carbon tax, if an industrial carbon tax were to exist, what would you do?
C'est pas clair qu'il veut. Ce qui est clair, il veut ajouter une deuxième taxe industrielle
he wants a
sur le
second
carbone.
tax.
C'est pas juste ajouter une deuxième taxe industrielle sur le carbone. C'est pas juste la première qui est
It's not just the first
déjà en
tax.
place. C'est
It's
une deuxième
the
taxe.
second
Et
tax.
aussi, il faut souligner qu'il a dit, si je peux me permettre.
He knows what the question is, you fuck. Oh my god.
Il faut souligner qu'il a dit, si je peux me permettre de répondre à la question.
For those of you who aren't able to understand French, he just said, please let me respond to the question. Because the other reporter just tried to fucking translate.
You can't laugh like that. It blows out the mic.
Sorry.
Keep the mic.
But he
Apologize to the chat.
I'm sorry.
No, apologize.
I just did. Shut up and let me answer. Pretty much. They used ethically sourced organic steel. Ha! Hit the upvote. Yes, please. I can just picture a meeting between this man and Trump. Yes! Yes! I can just see it. Trump just tries to cut him off and he goes, I'm talking. And he'll say it just like that. He'll just deadpan Trump. Trump will start yelling and Poilievre will start talking like this, like he does when he's in question period, and the Liberals are being stupid children, and then he just puts on his father voice, and he will do that with Trump, and it will be fan-fucking-tastic.
Il a dit que c'est une deuxième taxe qui va lever des milliards de dollars pour financer un système de crédit extrêmement compliqué.
A credit system extremely complicated credit system.
Ça va appliquer aussi au Québec, la taxe qu'il propose, parce que il a besoin de le faire de façon nationale. Il doit expliquer comment nos travailleurs vont compétitionner contre les Américains.
It's not going to work. There's going to be no competition. I'm trying.
Il a besoin de le faire de façon nationale. Il doit expliquer comment nos travailleurs vont compétitionner contre les Américains avec une deuxième taxe carbone sur nos industries à travers le Canada. En ce qui concerne notre programme pour les élections, vous allez le voir après que l'élection est déclenchée.
Last question. What do you think about Doug Ford?
Ask Mr. Harper about Mr. Carney saying that Mr. Harper offered him the post of finance minister.
Mr. Harper confirmed to me that Mark Carney has taken credit for things he has not done, and that if I could, he said that Mr. Carney he was astonished really at how Mark Carney took credit for things he never did. And at the same time, we know this is a pattern for Mr. Carney. He claimed that he helped Paul Martin balance the budget in 1998. Well, Mark Carney wasn't even in the country or working for the government at that time. He didn't join the government as a bureaucrat until 2004.
Yeah, he joined the government as a senior associate deputy. That was his title, Senior Associate Deputy Finance Minister. So he was the assistant to the assistant of the assistant of the Deputy Prime Minister. That's what he was. And he's like, I helped balance the budget. No, you didn't. You fucking brought coffee to people.
So this is a consistent pattern of Mark Carney lying to the Canadian people. You know what I find interesting about Mark Carney? He doesn't want to take responsibility for the things
the amount of people that claim he would fold under Trump are annoying.
You sat in the chair and sipped your water.
I don't trust the NDP. The whole paying for birth control was a shell game. Oh, yeah. Get fucked or addicted to opiates. I love how the government covers opiates. Yup. Because they want you addicted and suckling off the government's teeth.
Did.
And then when you are on the government's teeth, like if you have to be because you're disabled, they only give you just barely enough.
Advising Trudeau for the last 5 years, but he wants to take credit for things he did not do, like managing Canada's...
Oh, he cut it off there. But that was... I wanted you guys to see that. I wanted you guys to see that, because that is... The more Poilievre does that, and Poilievre goes live every day on his YouTube channel and does things like that. Just has little conferences, little he broadcasts his rallies. He does just stuff like that, and it's more effective than it is for Mark Carney to go around and spout his nonsense. Yes, Pincalo has just put the Buy Me a Coffee link in chat. That is the new best way to support me monthly. That is, Patreon takes so much. The Apple tax and all that crap. And as you guys know, I'm no longer I'm no longer posting on the Spicy page because it's just too stigmatic. Like, honestly, since I've stopped posting, my interactions on all of my other platforms have gone up because people...
60% in the end. It feels like they're taking about 40%.
That does, yeah. And so Buy Me a Coffee takes 5%. So that's the best new way to support me. I blog there every day, and I will be starting.
Systematically deleting stuff. There's so much content. It's a pain in the ass to delete it all.
You're systematically deleting stuff? Okay. But yeah, I'm blogging there every day, and I'm going to start posting short, like, little videos of just me, like, cleaning and just random short videos that don't go up on the YouTube channel. So you guys can get more of like a behind the scenes type of stuff. So that's the best new way to support, if that is what you wish to do. So we are now going to look at Asmongold's video called Canada's new Prime Minister is somehow even worse. And we're going to, this is one of the things that gets me a little bit upset because, like, Zach isn't the problem, but it's just that there are some... Huh? It's a clip. It's 28 minutes. So we're going to watch this Asmongold clip that's 28 minutes long. And we're going to take a look here. And I will try to correct what's said here.
Trudeau has been replaced by another weak leftist, Mark Carney, as Prime Minister of Canada. These people never learn.
In first place.
Yeah.
The next Prime...
You make a request to me and
so you can to come up with the justification.
What the fuck?
Governor Trudeau has been replaced by another weak leftist.
Oh, he said Governor Trudeau has been replaced by
leftist, Mark
another
Carney,
weak
as Prime
leftist,
Minister
Mark
of
Carney.
Canada. These people never learn.
In first...
These people never learn. Yeah, this is not... Okay, Canada didn't...
159,000 people out of 400,000 registered Liberals.
Yeah.
That's only card-carrying members of the party that voted for Carney.
Yeah.
That's the important key thing that people need to remember.
Yeah.
159,000.
We didn't... Canadians did not have an election. This was a Liberal leadership vote. They were picking a new leader for their party. He just happens to now hold the job of Prime Minister because the current party that is in power are the Liberals. Now, if Mark Carney is arrogant enough to call it an election, then we'll see a different Prime Minister.
First place.
This Mark Carney as Prime Minister of Canada. These people never learn.
In first place, the next Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney.
Listen to the screaming.
And 31,674 votes, resulting in 29,457 allocated points, representing 85.9%.
We have an election? I don't know. Maybe they had like a party vote or something?
Yeah, this is why they're saying, did we have an election? No, this is a party vote. This is literally a Liberal leadership vote. This is what happened to get Polyev into
What
leadership
about Pierre?
power 2 years ago.
I think that
3 years
so
ago,
my
sorry.
understanding is that Trudeau is stepping down, but that doesn't mean that like this guy just goes on
Canada
forever.
wanted an election. Instead, the Liberals handed a pension to another insider. Yep.
He's just stepping down, and this guy is serving until the next election. That's what I would assume, right? Forever. He's just stepping down, but that doesn't mean that like this guy just goes on forever. He's just stepping down, and this guy is serving until the next election. That's what I would assume, right?
There you go. Zach just figured it out. This song is terrible.
And so he won the Liberal leadership race, is now the Prime Minister of Canada. Only in Canada can an unelected private citizen with 3 passports be chosen as the country's leader. So much for democracy.
Oh my god. This is what I'm talking about. This is the dumbest take. This is not how... Like, he is not going to remain Prime Minister. The only reason he is Prime Minister is because the party that picked him is in power.
It is kind of weird how that happened. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess somehow he got elected at some point. What is this here?
There's a fever gripping America. And while it rages, Canadians will remain resolute and true to our values. While America engages in a war on woke, Canadians will continue to value inclusiveness.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, what?
And true to our values. While America engages in a war on woke, Canadians will continue to value inclusiveness.
Says the guy that beat a woman. Okay. The guy that beat a woman in the leadership race and wouldn't let her lead. Remember Kim Campbell? Yeah, exactly. And then they pulled a bunch of behind-the-scenes crap, like adding the M1 variant and a bunch of semi-automatic rifles to the ban list. Yep. Besides, anybody remember Kim Campbell? Yep. Jagmeet Carney saying, or same shit, different pile. Is it just me, or has nobody else been this interested in, ever been this interested in the change of Canadian government? No, it's not just you. Like, this is very interesting for Americans to actually be taking interest in our politics like this.
Sorry, guys.
There's a fever.
Maybe Trudeau was like, I'm going to step down and have this guy take over. And then they're going to want me back.
Okay, that's funny.
They're gonna wish they had me back. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, DEI administration, let's go. Yeah, sorry guys. We'll try to invade you as soon as possible, okay? It might take us a little while to to come up with the justification, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, why you look like Bush though? Does he look like Bush? I see what you mean.
You should hear what they say in the actual offices.
And let's see, what's this?
Lots of media.
Friendly media.
No, I do. No, God, no.
The ones that are here invited.
Look, I'm doing no media at this one.
Can we sit down and I'll make a time with you and answer some actual tough questions?
You can make a request.
You can make a request. I won't actually answer it though.
So you can deny it.
Oh.
I never do.
I understand. My one question is, can the Canadian oil and gas sector survive the net zero approach that's being promoted here?
As I said, I never do. If you want an interview with me?
I never do on the spot. I never do on-the-spot interviews. That's funny. I never do on-the-spot interviews. I only do scripted, planned interviews.
Like everybody else, you make a request and we can have an interview.
And will you accept that?
No.
Like everybody else, if I can fit it in, okay?
How do you justify how does the UN climate envoy justify the massive carbon footprint here today?
That's funny. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh like that again. But holy shit.
Set this up, this fake city for a week event. How did you?
He's not really that popular.
Did you fly?
I'm seeing that.
You walked?
Yeah.
Did you come on a private jet?
Of course not.
Of course not. Of course I didn't come on a private jet. I flew all the way here, commercial.
No, so how do you justify this? Look at all of this. For 1 week event, the carbon footprint is huge. Don't you think that's a bit hypocritical?
Oh, drop it.
No?
Drop it.
Drop it? Yeah, drop it because...
Hypocritical?
Oh, drop it.
Oh, drop it. Wow. Wow, Carney. You're full on just telling, I'll say it, hostile, but still a media source, a hostile media source to you at that, but still a media source to just drop it.
No?
Drop it.
Drop it?
Oh, yeah.
Question period's gonna be a blast. I've never heard this guy actually speak in QP.
No.
Have you ever spoken in question period?
Who?
Have you heard Carney speak in Parliament?
No, because Carney's not a politician.
Oh, this could be good.
He has never stepped foot in the House of Commons one time.
What do they? Okay, so maybe you might want to bring that point up, and then the fact that when are we back in session?
27th.
Oh God.
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks as of today. He has not stepped foot in, like, oh man.
Yeah, drop it because it's true. You're telling everybody they have to pay more money for everything, but you're doing these extravagant, lavish events all around the world. In an age where you can just go on the internet and just be connected to somebody.
The guy is a banker,
but
not
no,
a politician.
you can't do this on
Yeah.
Discord. You have to spend millions of dollars in order to do this.
Look, there's lots of progress being made, but look,
Look,
I'm not
there's
doing
lots
a
of
stand-up
progress
interview,
being
okay?
made, but I don't do a stand-up interview here.
You have to spend millions of dollars in order to do this.
Look, there's lots of progress being made, but look, I'm not doing a stand-up interview, okay?
Why not? You're walking that way anyways. I think people around the world, this year they say regaining trust. That's the whole purpose.
I do lots of media.
Friendly media.
No, I do. No, God, no.
The ones that
We
are
had
here
somebody
invited.
like that. Look, I'm doing.
The ones
no,
that-
I'm
Yeah,
doing
we had
no
somebody
media
like
this
that.
one.
Can we sit down and I'll make a time with you and answer some actual tough questions?
You can make a request for a meeting, and
so you can deny it.
Look, as I say, with everyone else.
Look, as I say.
As I say, I only do scripted, scheduled interviews so I can get my lies in order. I don't do on-the-spot interviews.
Yeah, of course I'm going to deny it.
Do the same thing as with the guy from True North.
Of course, with the guy from True North. Yeah, of course. I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the guy from True North, which is not talk
Being a bit aggressive, so it's like kind of an example of like kind of two assholes. But overall, I mean, if you're a politician, you got to deal with that.
He's a good guy. I'm sure you're a good guy.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
doesn't deny that
All
he'll
people
deny.
do.
Yeah,
It's absolutely right.
But the whole world is looking at this now, going, "You're a pack of hypocrites, and you're at the top of the chain."
Is that
there.
what I mean, pushy? Yeah, he is.
What would you answer people? Just
He's
give me
being
one
pushy.
answer to the people. Take care, sir.
Oh man.
You have just heard from
Nah.
my colleagues.
That's
what we
awesome,
stand
Owen.
for as the Liberal Party. The Charter, healthcare, childcare, opportunity. We have made this the greatest country in the world.
No, you
And
haven't.
now-
You've made this very much a bad country.
Well, that'll be true whenever the U.S. takes it over.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, that'll be true.
And now our neighbors want to take us. No
Yeah.
way. No way.
No way.
This party
Oh, jeez.
has more than quadrupled its membership
I was friends with one
in the
of his
past 2
daughters.
months. More than 300,000 members.
Well, yeah, because everybody wanted to
United
vote to figure out who's going to run the
with one
country, right?
purpose.
Probably that's what I would assume.
Which is to make Canada even greater. Pour tous les Canadiens et Canadiens. You have just heard from my colleagues.
No one knows what that means. I think that's like gibberish or something.
Oh my god. See, this is where it gets really ignorant. Because, like, I hate when Americans do that. I really, really do. And they don't just do it with French. I'm sorry. Like, I know I have a lot of American subscribers, but they do. They do this with any language that's not English. Well, I don't know what that means. That's just some kind of gibberish or something. It's like, how fucking ignorant can you possibly be?
I think he's speaking in Canadian there. Let's see here. And he's talking about net zero. What is this?
Skepticism about ESG labels or sustainable labels. And it, again...
And so, I just wanted to quickly, I don't know, should I do this whole clip? We'll skip through it. We'll skip through it.
Having this ruthless, relentless focus on net zero, because in the end, look, we can't stabilize the climate unless we get to net zero. And it's as simple, these are hard numbers. Your emissions are either A or B, they're going up or down. And if they're going down, are they going down consistent with the science? We anchor it in the science, the same science the UN and others use for the 1.5 degree objective.
He claims they were
Skepticism about-
coincidental.
Man. I don't know what to think. Is the head of Brookfield's $10 million global transition fund aimed at investments to...
Okay.
Here's what I want to say about this net zero bullshit that he's talking about from the fucking climate accord crap in Moscow.
Okay.
Okay. We have 16,000 some odd fucking trees per person.
Yeah.
In the boreal forest just north of here. In my backyard. In our yard. There are 17 massive fucking trees. Much taking up for the 4 of our tiny carbon fucking footprint. That's all of Canada. Yes. Even if we go to net zero, our carbon footprint as a whole will change the entire density of the climate by 0.00012%.
We're already at carbon negative. We're already carbon negative. Because of our trees. Like, literally, we're already carbon negative for that, because of that.
Accelerate transition to net zero. He has a financial... He doesn't even say whether he has or not. I don't know about that.
There's increasing urgency. Climate change is an existential threat. We
Oh, fuck it
recognize
all.
that.
No,
There's
it's
increasing
not.
urgency around that. But the
Climate is not an
converse of that, the flip side of
existential
that is,
threat. You want to know when it's going to be an existential threat? In about, I don't know. When all the volcanoes decide to go fucking kaboom again. Or how about in a billion more years when the sun enters its red giant phase? Because the sun's about middle-aged. So how about then?
you're taking steps, making investments, coming up with new technologies, changing the way you do business, all in service of reducing and eliminating that threat. You're creating value.
Population collapse.
Seen, increasingly, spurred initially by the Sustainable Development Goals, accelerated with Paris, and then through social movements and others and governments acting.
Social movements, eh? Really? What kind of social engineering do you plan on doing there, Mr. Carney?
Society is putting tremendous value on achieving net zero. So the companies and those who invest in them and lend to them, who are part of the solution, will be rewarded. But those who are lagging behind and are still part of the problem will be punished.
So he does want a carbon price. This is nuts. One's living on the North Coast feels like Winnipeg. be like the UK, pour billions into carbon capture plants, and cut down massive forests to place them in massive wind turbines. Oh, that sounds brilliant.
Climate change is an exercise.
Man. Uh-oh. Canada is so cooked.
Sneaky.
No, it's not.
And now our Liberal friends, after they've caused all this damage, are going to pull a sneaky trick tonight. They're going to try to get elected for a 4th term. By a 4th term by replacing Justin Trudeau.
I gotta tell Fury something.
Okay.
Okay, so about the wind turbine thing. See, people don't realize how big Canada is, especially this area. So, the entirety of the UK, the entire little tiny fuck-off island you live in, doesn't even match the little tip of the dick of Ontario.
No.
So, about 5 minutes north of here is about 1,000 fucking wind turbines. Like, I'm not kidding. They are. I have photos. Actually, if you go to my Instagram and scroll to the bottom, you'll see the photos of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking huge. They are everywhere. We've got. That's why else we're at like massive net negative bullshit for this carbon tax.
Yeah.
Because we have all the shit in place. We have a gigantic fuck off. We have 7 gigantic fuck off oceans. Okay, one of which, Huron, is what supplies all of the wind for southern Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, we just got through 10 feet of fuck off snow. We know.
and like, in Ontario, by the way, is now charging a 25% tariff on the electricity that we're sending to Michigan, New York, and Minnesota. We have massive offshore fields. This was just a land grab. Ain't the UK the size of Rhode Island? Something like that. Yep. You're not wrong, JP. I'm a bit older than you. My kids are in my 20s. They'll have no chance to get a house and let alone have grandkids for me. Population collapse due to economic insecurity is the biggest risk to me. Yeah. That's very fair. Like, I want desperately to hold on to this house so that at least like one of the boys gets the house, or they like sell it or split the cost so they can at least do something for themselves when they grow up.
With his economic advisor, Mark Carney.
No!
Carney's advice drove up
He sucks.
Carney's advice drove up taxes, housing costs, and food prices, while he personally profited from moving billions of dollars and thousands of jobs out of Canada to the United States.
Started LMS by price, and we got the 3rd cheapest in Ontario. Yep.
Working for Trudeau, Carney made Canada weaker and poorer. Working for himself, Carney made the United States richer and stronger.
Yep.
And for the first time in our history, Canada will have a sneaky prime minister with millions of dollars of financial interests that go directly against our national interest. And make no mistake, Donald Trump will have a big smile on his face as he exploits all of Carney's many conflicts to attack Canadian workers and Canadian jobs. But we Conservatives won't let either of them do it. We will put Canada first.
That's why Mark Carney's not going to win. Because Poilievre not only inspires his Conservative constituents and his Conservative MPs, he inspires the people that hear his videos, the people that go to his rallies. That's why he's so popular.
mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, if I was a Canadian, I'd be voting for this guy.
And that's the thing. Canadians can't... the only people that can vote for him are the members of Carleton North? Carleton something. The member for Carleton, I think, is what he is. So the people in Carleton, Ottawa, are the only people in Canada that get to vote for Poilievre. The rest of us have to vote for our Conservative members of Parliament if we want Conservatives to win the election. Carleton Place?
Yeah, Carleton Place.
Okay. Yeah, he's the member for Carleton Place.
I'm an American, so, you know, like, it's not really up to me. But, like, if I was a Canadian, like, because he's right.
Mm-hmm.
How can you trust somebody who has a bunch of vested financial interests overseas?
You can't.
That's a great point. Yeah, he's right. This could be solved by annexing Canada. I think that we might have to.
Oh my god, if I hear one more fucking American say that shit, I will personally... Nope. Don't say that, then the black helicopters will show up. No. I am so sick of hearing that. I am so... No, he doesn't. He doesn't have an elected position because he literally had to scramble to become a member of Parliament.
Honestly. Just to help them out.
No, we don't need your help, Zach. We don't need the Americans' help. Really, we don't. We need the Americans to...
They could do it now. Now would be the
Yeah, now would be the time. Apparently, there's a bill being drafted that would somehow prevent Trump from funding a military...
Yeah, but they're also calling this whole thing a coup again. How do you can't have a coup when it's not a coup when you've already elected the person.
No, and it's not a coup if it's in your own party.
It's just these people don't know what words are, and that's the problem. Okay? Remember, 80-year-old women dressed as butterflies standing on street medians. Okay? That's the level of mentality we're dealing with.
Even if we end up with the Liberals, I would prefer that than becoming American. Yep.
Yeah, it might have to happen.
We are slow to anger and quick to forgive.
We saw this before, never mind. Yeah, freedom's incoming. Yeah, Canadians are now, as I said, guys, future Americans. Americans,
the
that's
fuck
it.
We are not.
And the Canadian Liberals don't care. It's a cult drunk on their own Kool-Aid. I mean, I don't know. Like,
I'm not going back.
No, this is fucking retarded. And we will not become Americans. Canadians, I swear to God, Canadians will fist fight before we become American. Like, even if you guys show up with the tanks and shit, we'll, like, be trying to figure out how to MacGyver a way to disable your tank. Like, we'll figure some shit out. We'll come up with something. We will not fucking be taken. This is... Merkins don't understand the parliamentary system. The only people that can vote for the PM is the people in their constituency. Yep. I hear you, Pincalo. The reason my neighbors live next to me is because of the same reason. Maple syrup and a fuel supply. Yep.
I was trying to see if the photos Mom sent me had any palm trees in the back to show my Americanness, but I can't find any. All I found are football photos. So unfortunately, there's an oldie. That's an oldie but a goodie. Gee, can you guess which one's me? I'll tell you one thing, I don't look that dark. God, that's an old photo. That's my junior year.
Yep, fuck that. We've got 90% on the of our border on the, or we've got 90% of our population on the border for a reason. Yep. Yep.
I feel like these kinds of people that get into this stuff, potential conflicts of interest, opacity of his accounting practices, very deceptive presentation, circular flows of cash. So this guy's like some kind of like scammer, like, I don't know. Well, I guess I'll probably know more about this tomorrow because I don't really know a lot about this guy. But, man.
So that's, as I'm not going to do the whole 28 minutes of that. But now is, we're going to do the really great video. And I say that with all sarcasm because it's Mark Carney's victory speech. And we're going to cover it as soon as I get back from the bathroom. So let me be right back. Mute the microphone. Consider visiting the Buy Me a Coffee link while I'm gone. It's buymeacoffee.com/blindpress. I'll be right back. The link is also in the description.
Now, if we can provoke...
Now you're unmuted. Hello.
Okay. Hello, we're back. The water's boiling.
That's okay. Here. You remember the wild? You remember who? Do you know who? Since we're on International Women's Month and you missed International Women's Day, it's kind of why we're watching these little women's clips in between, right? So, who are you supposed to look? Oh, you were supposed to see Penis Lady next.
Yeah.
Emily Murphy.
It's in the DMs.
Oh, well, there's also the Winnie the Pooh history we have. We have a ton of history with Winnie the Pooh. But actually, this is everyone's favorite.
So?
Montreal.
So? Toast is burning.
Toast is not.
Yep.
Every time she has a seizure, she smells something burning. Now, if we can provoke that smell by probing the surface of the brain, we'll find the source of the seizures. Mrs. Gold, do you feel anything?
I can see the most wonderful lights.
And now what do you feel?
Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?
Now what?
Oh,
What is it, Mrs. Gold?
burnt toast. Dr. Penfield, I can smell burnt toast. Dr. Wilder Penfield. He cured my seizures and hundreds more. They say he drew the roadmap of the human brain. We just called him the greatest Canadian alive.
And that's neurology. That's basically the father of neurology. The Maple Cartel is real. Oh, for sure. For sure it's real. That one actually used to scare me when I was a kid. The Heritage Minute, that one used to scare me. I don't know why, but it did. It used to freak me right out. So now we're going to take a look at Carney's victory speech. And we're going to see just how angry I get. Montreal Neurological Institute. Yep. How so? Oh, we'll see just how angry I get by this speech that he said. How many lies he's going to say in this speech. Let's see. Let's just see. Now, and of course, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, am I on theater mode? Yes, now I am. Okay.
Prime Minister, I think it's clear we should just skip a generation.
Oh, ha ha ha.
Alors, bonsoir tout le monde. Wow. This room is strong.
Oh, this room is strong. Yeah, you're just happy because you won.
This room is Canada. Strong.
No, the fuck, it's not Canada. This room is a...
What the fuck French was that?
Alors, bonsoir tout le monde. I once said at an event that I could smell burnt toast, and a medic stood me down and called an ambulance. So yeah, but the way he said it was, alors, bonsoir tout le monde. That's his French.
Thank you.
No, it's not.
Thank you, Cleo. Thank you, Cleo.
That's Quebec.
And to my wife, Diana, our children, Cleo, Tess, Amelia, and Sasha. Without your support, I wouldn't be standing here.
Oh, how nice.
And like the Prime Minister, without your examples, I wouldn't have a purpose. And without your love, I wouldn't have the strength that I need for what lies ahead.
Oh, please. I bet you he cheats on his wife.
Monsieur Chrétien, vous énergez encore les troupes et les partisans, les militants. Vous énergez.
Is he talking to Monsieur Chrétien?
Monsieur Chrétien.
He is.
Vous énergez encore les troupes et les partisans, les militants du Parti libéral.
Oh my God, your French is terrible.
Comme personne ne peut le faire. Vous avez marqué l'histoire en prenant des décisions courageuses.
What courageous decision?
Vous avez montré à nos alliés que le Canada se tiendra toujours debout pour ce qui est juste.
I can't even understand what he's trying to say. That's not Parisian French. That is... No. Teddy. No, it's not. Polyev is gonna fix it. He can't pronounce the words right. No, like this is proper Canadian French. He's just so bad at it that nobody knows what the fuck he's saying. Elizabeth May speaks better French, and she can't speak French. Like, she's notoriously bad at speaking French, and she speaks better French than Mark Carney. Yes, everybody clap for him, even though you don't know what he's saying.
Pour tous les Canadiens et Canadiennes. And may I say that you inspired my family.
I am a French Canadian, and it's clear, but in no way good. No, it's not.
Including my father, to run as a Liberal candidate in Alberta in the 1980s.
Oh, your daddy was a politician.
Some elections are tougher than others.
Yeah, and you're in for a really tough election, Mark. You're in for the fight of your life, sir.
And you inspired me. You inspired me over the years. And now to have an opportunity to continue your tradition of fiscal responsibility, social justice, and international leadership.
Oh my God. Fiscal responsibility? Where? Where has there been any fiscal responsibility? I heard Canada wants to invade the USA, and I'm laughing. Well, we did it once. There was a reason I stopped speaking French, as it made my French girlfriend's teeth itch. Apparently, as it was a mixture of Algerian and Quebecois. That's funny. I'm an army brat, so I lived in many provinces. Ah. The Canadian geese would do better invading. See...
Mr. Trudeau, my time doesn't permit me to recognize all your accomplishments. So I'll speak at a higher level. You have combined strength and...
You'll speak to a higher level? What?
Prime Minister Trudeau, my time doesn't permit me to recognize all your accomplishments.
Oh, please. You spoke for half an hour. This video is 31 minutes long. And you said you don't have time to list all of his accomplishments? What accomplishments? Like, seriously, what accomplishments did Trudeau achieve besides tearing the country apart?
So I'll speak at a higher level. You have combined strength and compassion every day as a fighter for Canada.
Is there a sign that says "say woo"? Like, it's... Are they cheering because they have to?
You have led us through some of the hardest challenges that this nation has ever faced.
Oh, no he hasn't. Are you saying that COVID was more difficult for us to face than, I don't know, the First and Second World Wars, Korea? You fucking dolt.
Et, en même temps, vous avez transformé le Canada, bien transformé notre pays, en sortant de centaines de milliers d'enfants de la pauvreté, en faisant vraiment avancer la réconciliation et en défendant la liberté et la démocratie toujours ici et ailleurs dans le monde.
I think he said that we're the best democracy in the world. I think that's what he's trying to say. It really didn't sound like it, but I think that's his attempt.
La réconciliation. Et en défendant la liberté et la démocratie toujours ici et ailleurs dans le monde. C'est vrai. Monsieur le Premier ministre, je parle pour tout le monde en vous remerciant.
They ain't showing the time
pour
with
votre travail
mounted machine
acharné, comme Ella Grace l'a mentionné.
I know more Spanish than French. I see, Spanish makes way more sense than French. French has fucking a list of irregular verbs that's longer than its list of regular verbs. And the irregular verbs then has a supplementary list of verbs that don't follow the rules that the irregular verbs follow. They have their own special set of rules. And it's just as bad as English. It's just as bad as English. It follows, it just has stupid rules. Fucking Spanish makes way more sense.
Votre leadership et pour votre
Ontario
service
is the safest
à
of all the
notre
provinces
grand
economically and border security. Yep. He speaks French like a British French teacher teaching 11 to 15-year-olds a pronunciation. Yeah, it's bad.
Je tiens à vous remercier, chez libéraux.
Je tiens
à vous remercier, chez libéraux.
What?
Je tiens à vous remercier, chez libéraux.
What the fuck is he trying to say? What, libéraux? What?
Je tiens à vous remercier, chez libéraux, de m'avoir accordé le plus grand honneur qui soit.
What the fuck is he saying? Something about it being a great honor. You can make so many sentences with one word in French. We blow the bridges and it's 30 hours around the lakes. Yep.
Celui de servir comme votre nouveau chef. Merci. Et merci.
What?
This proves right here with the language alone that he isn't qualified.
No, he is gonna. Can you imagine Mark Carney versus Pierre Poilievre in the debates in French? Oh, he's done. He is done. Poilievre is gonna win. It's gonna be Poilievre and Gilles Duceppe in the French debate, and nobody else is gonna be able to talk. This is gonna be painful.
Merci aux dizaines de milliers de bénévoles à travers le pays pour votre dévouement à rebâtir notre parti et à redonner l'espoir au Canada. I pledge to you and to all Canadians that I will follow their example.
No, you won't. If you okay, then leave. Then, you know what you should do? If you're gonna follow our example, right now you should say, as leader of the Liberal Party, the first thing I'm going to do when Parliament resumes is call an election, because Canadians want to vote for a new Prime Minister.
I will work day and night with one purpose, which is to build a stronger Canada for everyone.
Poilievre just needs to switch to French. Yup. He has international French, if anything. Yeah.
But I will need help.
I need help. I need your help. I
of
can't
help.
do this.
And so I'd like to thank Christia, Frank, and Karina for your energy and ideas and leadership that you have brought to this campaign.
And I'm going to make you cabinet ministers because you sucked my dick so very well in the leadership debates. You played your parts super well, Christia, Karina, and Frank.
And I
so
would like
I'm going to reward you.
Also to thank those ministers who remained in their posts to serve Canada directly during this time of great peril. And
He's a
to
billionaire and he took down the rainforest.
the incredible group of Liberal MPs that we have. You are the voices for your communities, and you are the conscience of our party.
And nobody is listening to anybody. You're all just self-fillating. Nobody's listening to the constituents. I bet you there are so many emails from so many people in the constituents that are saying we don't want a this is bad. Follow their lead, so he's going to play dress up. That's funny.
Thank you for your service. Now, to give a sense of that service, I'm going to quote from a message that I and Christia and Karina and Frank, the four of us, received from someone called Bob Zettel.
Bob, you couldn't even come up with a fucking name. You just fucking came up with Bob. Really? And we're supposed to believe this is a genuine message from an actual person?
Now, Bob, full disclosure. I know the leader of the opposition's into full disclosure, so I'm going to... Full disclosure. Full disclosure. Just want to get this on the table. Bob goes to my church.
Oh, please. So, okay, look, more conflict of interest. He's reading a message that he supposedly was given by a fellow church member. So he's not even picking like a random if we're gonna believe that this is an actual letter from an actual person, if we're going to actually believe that, which I don't, because he couldn't come up with anything besides Bob. Like, that's the first thing. Well, like, the only reason I kind of think that this might be a real person is because of the last name. If he had said like Bob Smith or something, then I'd be like, okay, no, that's a fake person.
Actually, I go to Bob's church because he goes there a lot more frequently than I do. Anyways, point is, Bob wrote to the 4 candidates, and he said, I quote, "Right now, everyone sees the main threat as the Trump tariffs. But the far greater challenge will be, as it always has been, to foster unity and a sense of the common good. There are those who will seek power by dividing us."
Yeah, and he's talking about you and Trudeau.
We'll get to that later on. And we being the people of Canada, we need you, my fellow candidates, myself, to continue in positions of leadership to promote a united Canada, a commitment to common good and the respect and the rule of law throughout the world.
Then we clearly don't need you or Christia or Karina or Frank.
See, I quote Bob because right now all Canadians are being asked to serve in their own ways. We're all being called to stand up for each other and for the Canadian way of life.
He's got to reach the church crowd since Trudeau screwed that up too. Yeah. Of course they are, Oxford and Harvard. Yeah.
Who's ready? Pierre. Who's ready to stand up for Canada with me?
We all are,
100%.
Mark. We love you, Mark. Yay! We're gonna do whatever you say, Mark.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Canada. Yes, Canada. The Liberal Party is united and strong and ready to fight to build an even better country.
Except the country is in shambles after 9 years of your bullshit. I swear there's a sign that says cheer.
Now, I feel like everything in my life has helped prepare me for this moment.
Have you heard the
2
word
months
of
ago,
our Lord Bob?
I
and
put up my
Savior?
hand to run for leader because I felt we needed big changes.
Unless this is smear fact, I don't believe it.
Big changes guided by strong Canadian values. The values I learned at the dinner table from my parents, Bob and Verley, and my 3 siblings.
But again! His dad's name is Bob. His church friend's name is Bob. His fucking dog's name is Bob.
Brenda, Sean, and Brian. Values that I learned at the hockey rinks of Edmonton from my coaches, such as Stormin Norman Lee.
Trudeau doesn't look happy.
We didn't call him that to his face, by the way, but that was his. My parents were teachers, and they stressed the importance of hard work, of community, and of tolerance. My coaches were dedicated volunteers who taught me the importance of teamwork, ambition, and because it's Canada, humility.
Oh. George and Norma Schwarzkopf.
Des bonnes valeurs. Des bonnes valeurs. Des valeurs canadiennes. Je les ai emportées avec moi à l'université. Je les ai gardées près de moi
What about Bob?
des crises ici au Canada et ailleurs dans le monde. Ces mêmes valeurs m'ont guidé dans mon travail pour bâtir des économies fortes. Et aujourd'hui,
The worst part is
Demi-
that thanks to Trump, JT would have had more chances of getting elected. I don't think so. He's gonna be the next Farquaad.
proche alors que nous faisons face à la crise la plus grave de notre génération. Canadians know.
I swear, every time he speaks French, he pauses for longer before he switches back to English. Because he goes, in his head, he goes, yes, I said that out loud right.
That new threats demand new ideas and a new plan.
Oh, God.
They know that new challenges demand
New threats.
new leadership. Canadians want positive leadership that will end division and help us build together. And to respond, my government will put into action our plan to build a stronger economy, to create new trading relationships with reliable trading partners.
Oh,
And
shit.
to
So
secure
apparently the
our
United
borders.
States is not a reliable trading partner? That's fighting words. That's fighting words. Are you sure you want to fucking say that on your
Pour être
first
clair,
night of Prime Minister?
Ça demandera des changements, de grands changements. Mais je sais que les Canadiens et
Okay.
Canadiennes sont
Change. Le grand change, Mark. Changement is not the word you use there. Changement makes it a fucking adverb. You... Oh my God.
sont prêts. Ils me le disent à travers le pays. Les gens veulent le changement parce
Oh my
qu'ils
God.
s'inquiètent. Ils s'inquiètent de le coût de la vie et de la crise de logement. Ils s'inquiètent pour l'avenir des jeunes. Ils s'inquiètent pour l'avenir des jeunes.
He almost fucked up on jeune.
Ils s'inquiètent de l'avenir du Canada face aux menaces du président Trump et à un monde plus divisé et dangereux.
Implement Plan Bob. The big change he is talking about is moving into the WEF. Mm-hmm.
Now, I am a pragmatist above all.
No, you're not.
So when I see
You're
that
not a
something's
pragmatist.
not working, I will change it. So my government will immediately eliminate the divisive consumer carbon tax on families and farmers and small and medium-sized businesses.
Instead, we're gonna put a carbon tax on steel and industry and cripple that instead.
And we will stop the hike in the capital gains tax because we think builders should be incentivized for taking risks and rewarded when they succeed.
The big changing? Yes! Of course, because that's all he knows. Yep. But yeah, he literally said le grand changement means the big changing. Fury Kitten is right.
When they succeed.
Why is he laughing?
Canada needs more of this type of change. Change that puts more money in people's pockets. Change that makes our companies more competitive. Change that builds the strongest economy in the G7.
What kind of robotic shit was that? That sounded like he was trying to be like...
Change that builds the strongest economy in the G7.
That was so lackluster. That was so lackluster. Change that will bring the strongest economy in the G7. I am a robot. Idiot thinks the biggest industry doesn't exist. Yep. Change because you won't have any notes. Chat GPT lyrics. Haha.
Now, there's someone who's trying to do the opposite. There's someone who's trying to weaken our economy.
Here we go.
Yeah. Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, as we know, has put, as the Prime Minister just said, unjustified tariffs on what we build, on what we sell, on how we make a living. He's attacking Canadian families, workers, and businesses, and we cannot let him succeed.
Why is he talking like he's trying to amp up the crowd, but he's doing it so robotically? I don't want to be the best at anything. I just want us to be the best we can. Yeah. I get that. Luckily, he's a self-reporter, and the general election will prove that. Donald Trump everything. Yep, it's all Trump's fault.
And we won't.
The past 9 years of Canadian problems, all Trump's fault.
I am proud of the response of Canadians who are making their voices heard and their wallets felt. I am grateful for how our provinces are stepping up to the fight, because when we are
now he's saying stepping up.
United, we are Canada strong.
As if we are 6-year-olds. Yep.
The Canadian government has rightly retaliated and is rightly retaliating with our own tariffs that will have maximum impact in the United States.
If he wins, it will be due to some fuckery. Yep.
And my government will keep our tariffs on until the Americans show us respect.
Why is he saying my government instead of our government? I just caught that. He's saying my government, my plan, my policies. This is not... You're not the end-all be-all, dude. This is... I just caught that. That's not a... That it should be our plan, since he's talking to all the liberals.
And until they can join us in making credible and reliable commitments to free and fair trade. As Krista did. Yeah. And in the meantime...
Isn't it also a coalition? Not anymore. The NDP dissolved that in December.
We will ensure that all the proceeds from our tariffs will be used to protect our workers.
How? How do you do that? How do you plan on doing that, sir? How do you plan on funneling the proceeds of tariffs back into the employment system?
Les Américains veulent nos ressources, notre eau, notre territoire, notre pays.
Yeah, he's saying... Ugh.
Jamais, oui. Pensez-y. Pensez-y. Ça va détruire notre façon d'être. The Americans want our resources, our water, our land, our country. Think about it. If they succeeded, they would destroy our way of life.
Yep.
In America, healthcare is a big business. In Canada, it is a right.
No, it's not. It's a fucking privilege. It's a privilege that we have free healthcare. We didn't always have free healthcare. And not all of our healthcare is free. I already covered this.
Thank you. America is a melting pot. Canada is a mosaic.
Yep. And what that means is, so you can come here and you can speak your language at home and practice your religion and whatever, and like that's why Canada has so many different cultures from different province to province to province to province. Like, it is much different culturally in Quebec than it is in Ontario. It is different in Newfoundland than it is in Alberta. You know, like, it's...
Aux États-Unis, on ne reconnaît pas les différences.
We voted ourselves health care by making sacrifices for it with income tax. Yep. Exactly.
Pas les Premières Nations. Et il n'y aura jamais de droit à la langue Première Nation. Et il n'y aura jamais de droit à la langue française.
What did you just say?
Et il n'y aura jamais de droit à la langue française.
What the hell
la joie
did
de
he
vivre,
just say?
La culture et la langue
La
française.
joie de vivre. The joie de vivre of Canadians.
La culture et la langue française font partie de notre identité. Et
this is just a big dick sucking speech. That's what this is.
Il faut les protéger, il faut les promouvoir. On ne les échangera jamais, jamais pour n'importe quel accord commercial. No. Look, Canada, America is not Canada.
No, it's not.
And Canada never, ever will be part of America in any way, shape, or form.
No. See, here's the thing about Canadians. Okay? We respect we respect that that Americans have a different system. We have American friends, right? But a lot of us really don't like a lot of the, what do I call it? The everybody should be like us mentality of Americans. Canadians just kind of tolerate that shit because we're Canadians and we tolerate that shit. So we just put up with it, but we don't like it.
Look.
And when it comes to you guys saying, you know, we'll annex Canada, it really gets us pissed off because as much as we have American friends and stuff, the overall attitude of the country is just, it's not very palatable to us. Culture.
We didn't ask for this fight. But
No, we
Canadians
didn't.
are always ready when someone else drops the gloves.
Yep.
So the Americans...
He might piss me off. Mark Carney might piss me off, but he's not wrong about that. Canada, there was a short that Pinkalo showed me yesterday that was fucking amazing.
They should make no mistake, in trade as in hockey, Canada will win.
Yep.
Aux Américains.
That was kind of
Je vous
cringy,
dis,
but...
comme au hockey, nous allons gagner. Mais
Culture.
Mais
Good luck.
Cette victoire ne sera pas facile. Nous faisons face à la crise la plus importante de notre vie. Nous devrons faire des choses extraordinaires ensemble. Nous devrons construire des choses que nous n'avions jamais imaginées à un rythme que nous n'aurions jamais cru possible.
What? Go, Gagne, yeah.
Et surtout, nous devons mettre les gens avant l'argent. Il faut s'unir pour bâtir le pays le plus fort, le plus juste et le plus libre du monde. Now,
He what? No, that's not what he said. He
nous
said...
devrons faire des choses extraordinaires ensemble. Nous devrons construire des choses que nous n'avions jamais imaginées.
Oh! Que nous! Oh! That we could have never imagined. Que nous. Not canoe. Que nous. Quenous. That's what he's trying to say.
Que nous n'aurions jamais cru possible. Et surtout, nous devons mettre les gens...
Look up what Canadians do when we go to war. Apparently it ain't good. Half the fucking Geneva Conventions are because of us, okay? Fucking, you ever heard of a little thing called mustard gas? Ugh. Rolling barrages? Canoes.
Avant l'argent.
Canoe. Yeah. Canoe.
Il faut s'unir pour bâtir le pays le plus fort, le plus juste et le plus libre du monde. Now,
we're the most free in the world? Okay. Not with you.
Donald Trump is trying to weaken our economy. But there's someone else who, if he succeeds, will weaken our economy.
Huh.
It's Pierre Poilievre.
No. Pierre Poilievre is gonna steamroll your ass, and he's gonna win, and he's gonna fix this shit.
Pierre Poilievre just doesn't get it. He is the type of lifelong politician, and I've seen this type around the world, a lifelong politician who worships
Will we
at
get a
the
gold
altar
star
of
for
the
adding
free
to the list
market,
so often?
despite never having made a payroll himself.
I'm sorry, what?
Pierre Poilievre just doesn't get it. He is the type of lifelong politician, and I've seen this type around the world, a lifelong politician who worships at the altar of the free market despite never having made a payroll himself.
I'm sorry. Have you ever made a payroll? You've had to, like, pay out a payroll. Have you ever, like, actually... Like, and Poilievre started out as a page. So, yeah, he did make his own payroll. And what's wrong with being a... Like... Jesus Christ. I'm so flabbergasted by this.
And now, in the face of President Trump's threats, Pierre Poilievre still refuses to get his security clearance.
Yeah, because he's not prime minister yet. And why would he need security clearance because of Trump's threats. Does Trump have spies in the Conservative Party? Is that what you're trying to allege?
At a time when our national security is under threat as it has never been before. At a time of immense economic insecurity, he would undermine the Bank of Canada.
Is he campaigning for Poilievre now?
Monsieur Poilievre veut fermer Radio-Canada et CBC.
Okay, if I want my car repaired, I go to a mechanic, not a gardener. Maybe it should be the same thing in politics. You think?
Monsieur Poilievre veut fermer Radio-Canada et CBC.
No. You are outright lying, sir. He does not want to close Radio-Canada and the CBC. He wants to defund it from the government's fucking list of things that it spends money on. It's the CBC can fund itself, I'm sure. Why does the government need to fund it? Right. And maybe if the CBC stopped being so biased, maybe they wouldn't lose their funding.
À un moment où la désinformation et l'ingérence étrangère sont en plein essor. Il insulte nos maires et il ignore les Premières Nations quand il est temps de bâtir. Il mettra fin à l'aide internationale alors que la démocratie et les droits de la personne sont en péril à travers le monde.
My friend, how can you lie in French when you can barely speak it? You are going to get so badly steamrolled in a French debate. It's not even funny.
Et il laissera notre planète brûler.
He wants to let the planet burn.
Pierre Poilievre would let our planet burn.
Shame!
This is not leadership.
Shame!
It's ideology.
Oh, please. We've been listening to 21 minutes, 6 seconds of ideology.
It's ideology that betrays what we as Canadians value. Each other. It's an ideology that also represents a fundamental misunderstanding of how the economy works.
Uh-huh.
Now, unlike Pierre Poilievre, I've actually worked in the private sector.
Yeah, and we don't want a politician that has worked in the private sector. You shouldn't be bragging about that. That is not something that you should be proud of, dude.
I know how the world works, and I know how it can be made to work better for all of us. And that knowledge is especially useful now in the service of Canadians when we must build a new economy and create new trading relationships. Let me tell you something else that we know that Pierre Poilievre doesn't. We know that markets don't have values, people do. And we know as liberals that it's our job to make markets, to make the economy work for all Canadians. These are the most powerful tool we've ever invented. They can find solutions to our greatest problems. The economy work for all Canadians. These are the most powerful tool we've ever invented. They can find solutions to our greatest problems. And when the private sector, when the markets are governed well, they deliver great jobs and stronger growth faster than anything.
So he's a private sector guy. So he would privatize healthcare. He would privatize prison. Interesting.
But markets are also indifferent to human suffering, and they are blind to our greatest needs. So when they're not governed well, or not at all, they will deliver enormous wealth for the lucky few and hard times for the rest.
Isn't that what you live off of, sir?
And in this crisis, we must help those who are hit hardest by the American tariffs while we build our strength here at home. That's the right thing to do. That's the fair thing to do. That is the Canadian thing to do. That is what makes us strong.
Why are you talking like a robot? Mark Carney is a robot, confirmed.
So Donald Trump thinks he can weaken us with his plan to divide and conquer. Pierre Poilievre's plan will leave us divided and ready to be conquered.
Oh, fuck you.
Because
straight up
the person who worships at the altar of Donald Trump will kneel before him, not stand up to him.
Where does Poilievre worship at the altar of anything? Seriously. Since when does Poilievre worship at the altar of Trump? I think he's trying to pull off the JFK
Pierre
delivery.
Poilievre's slogans are not solutions. His anger is an action. His division is in strength. Division won't win a trade war. Division won't
so go away
pay the
so
rent
we
for
can
the
be
mortgage.
united against this
Division
bullshit.
won't bring down the price of groceries. Division won't make Canada strong. Voilà où mène la politique négative de la division et de la colère.
Wait, what?
Où mène la politique négative de la division et de la colère.
Colère? I don't think that's the word you meant to use, my friend.
La moitié des États-Unis craint
La
l'autre.
moitié?
La moitié des États-Unis craint l'autre et s'en méfie. Nous ne pouvons pas laisser une telle situation se produire au Canada. Les Américains deviennent de plus en plus divisés, ce qui va les affaiblir. Et nous gagnerons cette bataille si nous sommes unis et forts. Ouais.
What the? Why are we talking about a hockey game now?
Ouais. On peut se disputer au sujet de la politique. On peut se disputer à propos du hockey. On peut même être une fan des Oilers à Ottawa. C'est un pays libre. Mais quand il s'agit du Canada, nous sommes tous de même côté. Choisissons fort.
Tous le même côté. Tout le même côté. There's no vowel in le except for the E at the end of the oh my god. Oh my god. Go back to French grammar school, sir.
Canada for. Now,
Did he just say Canada fall? He just stole Poilievre's slogan. Canada strong, Canada first.
I've learned a few things from long experience in crises. And
What
the first is that
crises?
plan beats no plan. And you need to distinguish what you can change from what you can't. We can't change Donald Trump. Can't change him. Nous devons comprendre ce que nous pouvons et devons changer.
Comprends que.
Nous sommes maîtres chez nous.
We,
Et devons
what?
comprendre ce que nous pouvons et devons changer.
We
Nous sommes
are
maîtres chez nous.
we are putting our place. We are put in our place? What?
And we can. And because we're masters in our own home, we can control our economic destiny.
Master met?
And you need to distinguish. Nous devons comprendre ce que nous pouvons et devons changer. Nous sommes maîtres chez nous.
I don't think that's the word for master.
With a plan that puts more money in your pockets. A plan that will ensure your government spends less so Canada can invest more. A plan,
Invest more where?
a plan,
In
a plan that
Americans?
builds millions of homes. A plan that makes us an energy superpower in both clean and conventional energy.
Uh-huh.
A plan that creates new trade corridors with reliable partners. A plan that creates one Canadian economy, not 13. Because in Canada, we are stronger when we're united.
Okay, so you want to get rid of provincial jurisdiction now. Is that what you're saying? Oh, good.
We can give ourselves far, far more than Donald Trump can ever take away. But it will.
Every time I hear a federal politician use that phrase, it makes my blood boil. Mettre chez nous is a call for separation. It was. Mettre chez nous, did he mean? Yes. He did, not met. Because met, you know, mettez, met sur la table. Put it under the table. Put it, mettre, met sous. He just said we are put in our place. He didn't say we are masters in our own home. He just said we are put in our place.
It will take extraordinary efforts. It won't be business as usual. We will have to do things we haven't imagined before at speeds we didn't think possible.
Oh, please.
We will do it. We will do it for the common good so that everyone
For the
benefits.
common good of Canada.
You know, I do care about the economy.
No, you don't.
But it's not because I'm an economist. It's because I care about people.
No, you fucking don't. Because if you cared about people... Master of my own house, yeah. That's what he was trying to say.
That's why
He
I'm
didn't
a liberal.
say it.
That's
He
why
didn't say
we are
maître
liberals.
chez nous. He said met chez nous.
On sait que la valeur d'une économie forte commence par des travailleurs qui ont de bons emplois bien payés aujourd'hui et des avenirs plus brillants pour les jeunes de demain. Nous savons, en tant que libéraux, que nous ne pouvons pas redistribuer.
Dude, stop saying que nous. Say it slower. Que nous. Say it with a space in between.
Ce que nous n'avons pas. Nous savons que nous ne pouvons pas être forts à l'étranger si nous sommes faibles à la maison. Et nous savons que nous ne pouvons pas construire un avenir meilleur si nous ne pouvons pas gérer.
Yeah, he does. He can't. He's canoe instead of que nous. You don't have to make it a giant space, but you do have to make a space there.
De présent.
You know,
So-
it's like when you say por qué and por qué. Por qué is because. Por qué is why. There's a difference. It's a small difference, but there's a difference.
So, we need a strong economy, but when we're fighting for a strong economy, we're fighting for good Canadian health care for everyone. We are fighting for strong support for our seniors who built this country. We are fighting for child care for young families that they put in place. We are fighting for dental care and pharma care for everyone who needs it.
We don't need, those are provincial things. God damn it.
We are fighting
I hate
for
this.
rights. We are fighting for a strong economy.
You're not
so
fighting
we can
for
create
disabled
a more
people, I
sustainable
noticed.
world for our children and grandchildren. And we
Just
will
fuck
deliver.
the disabled, right?
Well, thank you.
Oh, he's got a standing ovation.
I know that these are dark days. Dark days brought on by a country we can no longer trust.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Straight up, as the interim prime minister of Canada, he just said we can't trust the States anymore. Wow.
We are getting over the shock, but let us never forget the lessons. We have to look after ourselves, and we have to look out for each other. We need to pull together in the tough days ahead.
Why? I hate, you know what he does? He's a teeth kisser. He's a teeth kisser. That's what he does. He goes all the time. I just caught that. He's a teeth kisser. That's annoying. That's gonna bother me in question period. Those tariffs just got a lot higher and he's gonna make Canada pay for them. Yep, he did. Well, I hope this was an illuminating politics lesson for my American friends. Canadians don't want this Liberal Party, and we will be voting them out very soon. And we also don't appreciate the uneducated takes that Americans are spewing everywhere as fact. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm looking at the YouTube. I thought for a second that Streamlabs had a fucking option to subtitle my stream. I'm like, when did that happen? No, I was looking at the YouTube video player. Now, if only Trudeau hadn't fucked over the Commonwealth and insulted them as well. That's so true. That is so true. All right, my friends, I need to go and put my children to bed because it's 9:30 and they're still awake. But it is March break, so I suppose that's okay. But please go check out the Buy Me a Coffee page. It's pinned in the description. The monthly fee is $5, and there's a yearly option as well for $50. Like I said, I'll be blogging there every day. There's already blog posts up for you guys to read. I've been posting all weekend. And also, I have some book news for you guys. Shadows of Mercy is now published in paperback on Amazon all over the world. It will launch on the Kindle on next Tuesday on the 18th. And I just had a narrator audition for the Audible book, and I listened to their sample. They were great, so I put in an offer and they accepted. So the Audible book should be ready for May 1st. So that's happening. And yeah, that's the go check out Shadows of Mercy. Whispers in the Dark, Shadows of Mercy. It's going to be showing as by Lisa Erickson. That is my pen name. So once you find that book, that's the right one. So go grab yourselves a copy and let me know what you think, because if I get good enough reviews on, well, I'm still going to write the second and third book. But yeah, it's the beginning of a trilogy about a blind serial killer. So if that interests you, go take a look. That's pretty damn cool, isn't it though? I'm fucking stoked. I am so stoked. I am very, very happy. So please go check out the Buy Me a Coffee link and go find Whispers in the Dark, Shadows of Mercy on Amazon. You'll find it there. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys. I'm going to be on Twitch later on playing some, I think I might play some Mortal Kombat tonight, just for a change of pace. So, yeah, come by Twitch and hang out with me there in a bit. I'll post on Twitter when I'm live. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on YouTube tomorrow, but on Twitch later tonight. So bye everyone.